They do win. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We have the GSL. What do you have? The Super Bowl? No thanks.
In the top center starting location, going for the riskiest strategy I have yet to see in StarCraft 2, the carrier rush. His ID is
MVP Genius.
And I really want to hit this home. And I know you're going to be on the same page as Miratosis. Oh, yeah, look at this guy in the bottom. He gets it. He gets it. Oh, yeah.
He's got to be careful.
I don't know if that's good for your neck or not.
Prick his neck.
That is actually so unheard of in a finals, a major StarCraft 2 tournament to do that. Okay, in the center left starting location, deflecting that wacky strategy, one of the most consistent Zergs ever, and right now the ranked #1 Zerg.
MVP DongRaeGu.
Currently, not by our GSL points, is DRG.
The more I think about it... Dirigible. The more I think about it, Tasteless, the more genius that game was by both sides. I think I've done the DRG strategy a few times here and mentioned, you know, I feel like for that map, what a brilliant way to play it. If you don't like this map, that's an almost all-in-ish way to play it that's unbelievably powerful against Sentry-heavy users, which is how that map is played when you open with a Phoenix build. So, yeah, that was wonderful. But I want to go back to Genius's build and the way he had air domination with Phoenixes and thus could not be scouted. And he had force fields and a ton of cannons so that he would not have been broken by anything except what happened to him. And here's the thing. If you see that many Phoenixes, you know it's 2 Stargate, you're not going to go mutas, okay? So if you're not going mutas, if he comes out with 7 carriers with +2, and DRG hasn't seen it yet, I think that's 100% loss for DRG. 100%. He cannot build units quick enough to stop 7 carriers with 2 to 3 more on the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was actually a very intelligent move by Genius.
It's that magic number is what it is. It's that perfect magic number that you just can't stop.
It wouldn't happen. So I'm actually completely happy with the way that game went. It was beautiful by both players. The level of this GSL Finals is already rivaling Jockji against Lenov and
to be
MMA
totally
against
frank,
DRG.
This finals has surpassed any of the finals we've had so far. In my mind,
it
as
is.
far as the strategies that are used, their execution, the back and forth, even the standard game #1, which was completely textbook, was beautiful.
We're seeing a complete range by Genius right now, and actually, that was a big range from DRG that we saw. It wasn't just a macro game. That was not a macro game. You saw the Phoenixes. He planned a counter strategy to the follow-up to Phoenixes, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah. Now we have Lings moving around the map. At this point in time, DRG is going to check literally every possible location on the ground that you can hide something.
Yes. He does not like people to hide things on him. A 3rd base going up, of course, because it's DRG.
I've never seen a Protoss just utilize information. Actually, I've never seen a StarCraft 2 player utilize information the way the Genius does.
Yeah.
The information he gets from his opponent and the information he gives his opponent, whether he goes with it or cancels it. I mean,
it's astounding,
I'm just blown away. And I was a Protoss player, a Protoss pro gamer from StarCraft 1, and I mean, you have to hide stuff and trick people all the time. That's the only way you can win.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, you can play some standard games. You can't play every game standard. And this is, I get it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, we do have a 3rd gas from G's pretty quickly, and the Overlord sees that. Again, that points towards Stargate. It could be something Sentry heavy as well. Otherwise, you're not going to want to get that 3rd gas quite so early. And will we see a Stargate? Yep, there it is. Will we see a double Stargate?
I don't think so,
man. He's done it twice this game, and that's both of his losses.
And if I saw a 2nd Stargate, unless it's something completely different, and it's pretty hard to do that with a limited number of units you can get from a Stargate, I would say it might be a sign of desperation. He may do just one of those pushes where he gets a pylon on the low ground outside of DRG's main, warps in Zealots while he pushes the front. This is a map where you can do that.
It's actually a great map for that now that you bring that up, but he's not getting the +1. Instead, he's getting a 4th gas, which points towards the build we saw in game #1, where he takes that quick 3rd base, has a Void Ray, 5 Phoenixes on the map, text to Colossus, and then hits a timing attack before Greater Spire. That really, really, really looks like what he's doing here. And the map choice, it's not a bad build for this map choice, you know, or build choice for this map, rather.
Void right now on the way.
Good.
Really nice.
Place.
Really nice
my! What? Oh, he
my
didn't let
God.
anything die.
Yeah, okay, guys, what we just saw there, he put the Zealot over there up against the wall because the Zerglings have less surface area. That way, he's probably going to kill 2 Zerglings instead of just 1. DRG controlled that so perfectly, not a single Zergling died.
And by the way, that was actually exactly perfect micro. You really can't get your micro better than that. It's perfect.
Yeah, you absolutely can, yeah.
All right, so we do have the Void Ray going right out for Overlords. Phoenix is following up. Sentry's the only units really being produced at the moment.
Now we have, oh, go ahead, Artosis.
No +1 quite yet. He is adding a few more gates. I would not be surprised to see Robo and Twilight. You know, last time he got just the Twilight and then the Robo a little bit later, which made it a little bit harder for him, but he has a few variations to this exact build. He has 3 different variations that I've seen to this build.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. I really strongly feel like he should do that pylon on the low ground strategy we were talking about earlier.
It is great on this map, man. Absolutely. It's but you know, it's a strategy that he's not really known for, but most Protosses are. If you just practice in general in Korea, you're going to have Protosses doing that to you all the time. So maybe he feels that DRG is too good at defending it because he hits it so often. And Genius has builds.
That's a very good observation.
Yeah, whereas Genius has kind of his own style. No one plays exactly like Genius. So to kind of keep a little bit more within the confines of his style could be a good choice in this situation.
Twilight Council on the way now. The Sentries and the Zealot going to remove those rocks.
Yep. So far, this is exactly the same build as we saw in Game 1 on Daybreak.
Yep.
And we have Burrow on the way for DRG. No Robo quite yet. Remember that Burrow was a little bit annoying for Genius. Even though he ended up winning, he lost a lot of sentries to it. So we'll see if he gets a little bit quicker Robo. He has before with the build in the past, but it looks like this is his new refined one for this series. So this, again, this is looking to be very standard like Game 1. I've seen 0 tricks so far. Just holding his
well,
face
I mean, at this point in time, let's look at it like this. The 2 games that, okay, a lot of drones going down here. I'll get to that in a moment. He killed at least 7 there.
Oh! He's going to want to micro that red Phoenix to the back so the Queen can't pick it off.
And the Queen does not. Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk about. Note that every single time Genius has done something crazy, like really crazy, like hide 2 Starcades in Game 2, or in Game number 4 where he goes for carriers, he loses.
Yes.
The more, I guess we could say, within the realm of realistic and ordinary, he wins.
Yeah, that's been the case. To word it perhaps better, when he's choosing blindly what he's going to do as something risky, he's losing. When he's reacting to the information he's giving his opponent or playing standard, he's winning.
Well said.
All right. You too. I just wanted to say
we could shake on that now. All right, there we go.
Okay, so Robotics is on the way, getting that +2 attack. Now these units out in the middle, he's got to be careful how far he goes with those.
Oh, careful, careful.
It's the Queen Roach push. This is very strong.
This is very scary.
Yeah. That many Queens, we're going to have a lot of transfusions. And of course, they're going to stop the Void Rays and Phoenixes from being overly useful. Remember, part of the crux of this build is the fact that he lifts 5 roaches at a time. But he cannot do that
He doesn't have enough cannons. I thought he would have made more cannons by now.
Yeah, he is just throwing a few more up.
I'm so
almost
shocked.
done.
I'm so shocked he's not getting more cannons.
Dude, this attack is going to be unbelievably strong. This is going to be so strong. I cannot wait to see if
Then again, I guess he has enough sentries. He can just keep force fielding.
Yeah. Now, notice he's using lifts over on that side. He's going to kill off anything he possibly can because he knows that during the battle, when he needs to use his units, they aren't going to be useful. This is specifically, this build that DRG is showing us is specifically good against the way Genius plays.
All right, here we go.
And here we go, indeed. A lot of roaches coming in, some decent force fields going up, and the lifts being useful because he's attacking before his queens are up there. A beautiful blink forward, chasing down as many roaches as he can get. Certainly trying to go to the front, but Genius has a solid in there to slow it all down. But
sentries are in the front.
He just was on a move command. A huge mistake there by Genius.
Genius should be holding this much better, but he's just unable to.
In fact, a lot of Zerglings going to go in through the front there. The Immortal cannot hold them alone. And now the probes have to go down very quick thinking of him. But these queens left alone. He may lose
the Nexus. The Nexus is so important.
That is right, but he's killed off a ton of queens and a ton of roaches. For sure, this Nexus is going to go down. No way to save it at this point, it looks like. And more lights coming in as well.
No way to save this.
Oh, he should have been working in Sentry if he wanted to save it, but boom! Time. And he burrows. A beautiful move by DRG.
Oh my God, the burrow is so perfect. Dude, he can't remake.
I don't know if that Nexus attack was better or the hold was better by Genius. These two are showing us the tip-top of this matchup at the moment.
Robotics Bay on the way. Genius still just playing as if the Nexus was never killed off.
You know, Genius,
that's all he can do.
I think Genius right now is going to be really upset with himself. If he had warped in anything else at the choke, he could have held the Zerglings off. If he had not put the move command, he would have 4 more sentries right now because he accidentally moved command into the queens and roaches with his sentries in the front. So Genius made 2 huge mistakes. If he had fixed both those errors, he is so far ahead right now, but as is, it's impossible to tell who's going to win this game.
Yeah, it's you know, it's funny because I thought Genius was going to hold it perfectly, and then I saw the Lings get in there. Had he just not let the Zerglings get in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
If
he has a sentry over there.
Right.
The entire game is different. The entire series is different. But we will see if he can still pull this off somehow. DRG is getting pretty big. He's taking that 4th base. He's got over 70 drones. That's where DRG likes it, man. When he starts getting over 70 drones, that's when you have to be really afraid.
All right, he's torn open the rocks over here. Will he attack or?
This is going to be hard to hold. That is a huge clump of roaches, and we have very few force fields.
There is
in
one
fact,
immortal.
none. He lost every sentry. He lost every single sentry, and now we're having to switch into mutas.
Genius is in a pretty tough spot.
He is indeed.
He does blink, right?
Yeah, but
he does.
No
It's in the
cooldown.
bottom right side of the screen, as I asked.
Yep.
Well, the switch into mutas is smart because it's going to keep the.
Oh no for DRG. All right, so those are going to be cleaned up pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just little harassments in here. You know, those Zerglings, if nothing else, they got a scout off. He knows exactly what's going on. This is a pretty standard follow-up when you're behind.
Oh, he might go for the Nexus.
Oh my God! With no force fields, he might be able to run away as well. But a nice surround, picking up a lot of roaches. Can he actually hold the Nexus? If he holds this Nexus,
I don't think so.
huge, and he can. All right, but this is now the attack time.
Counterattack.
This is it. DRG just traded a lot of units for a lot of economy, and he's continuing to do so. Counterattack with these mutas, but there's not enough stalkers here, are there? But he does have some cannons, blinks back to them, and the mutas decide to run away.
Counterattack resumes. That's a lot of spine crawlers, but I don't know if it's enough. There are a lot of stalkers out now, and even with the Phoenixes here, if this counterattack wins, it's huge.
Oh man!
But it's always possible. They're both counterattacking.
It's going to be a base trade, and this is exactly the right choice, I think, from both players. Oh no, he's turning around! Oh my God, he's actually turning around against this base trade scenario. You know, that's going to be very hard because these mutas can just fly away. He doesn't care about the Lings that much. All he needs to do is buy time to let his 4-base economy kick in.
I don't think he's aware that this is going to. Oh man, very indecisive here by Genius. That's actually very shocking.
That is the one thing he could not do here is be indecisive. You either base trade or you don't.
He blinks on top of the spine crawlers.
Did not expect that either, but he's just going to go for it and try to kill him as quickly as he can. Now let's remember that the Zerg force is much more mobile. It's all going to come down to mutalist counts because eventually their armies will collide. Can he kill off all of the anti-flying units of Genius? Because those Zerglings are going to do nothing against 2 Colossi and the handful of Zealots he has.
The hatchery goes down. Where does he go? He goes for the main now. He wants to get rid of the tech structures.
Picking off mutas as quickly as he can as well. And this is getting absolutely crazy.
He is walking into the Spore Crawlers with the Colossus, but I guess it doesn't matter. There's enough units.
Now, Tasteless, we only have 10
probes. He needs to evacuate the probes. He needs to get. Well, I don't know where the probes are.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many minerals he has either. That's cut off the screen. I wish I did.
Our preview screen has that cut off, guys. But the DRG should have this, but you never know. It doesn't look like he's hiding much else on the map.
Yeah, neither player is hiding too much right now, and in fact, DRG got some drones out. He's expanding.
He just hit a base in the center right.
It's going to be very, very hard for him to Genius to actually come back and kill everything. Is Genius splitting his units? This is a very risky thing to do in a base trade as Protoss, because all Zerg has to do is overwhelm one of the armies, and he'll be able to get both.
It looks like he's trying to find hidden bases somewhere. The mutas are cleaning things up very fast.
In fact, he's going to be revealed very shortly here. A lot of units coming up. And, well, this is getting kind of crazy, man. If he can...
He's going to have to control perfectly. Genius is now being revealed on the map. He needs to get those Zealots over there in the front.
Trying to take the Zergling hits, and does he have enough mutas? Oh my god, Genius, without the rest of his army there, half of his army has been overwhelmed. He made the wrong decisions. He was too indecisive, and DRG's in a good spot right now.
Genius does chase him away, but towards the structures that just need to be destroyed to end this game. Idle Phoenix is not good. The Void Ray caught off guard.
Oh man.
DRG is just everywhere.
Yeah, too many bases everywhere for DRG.
He still has an income. I don't see Genius coming back.
Yes, indeed. In fact, it's 19 Stalkers. Yeah, nothing. Oh, man, no income against some income. That's pretty bad. But we have over 20 mutas. In fact, almost 30 mutas, it looks like, against 19 Stalkers. I mean, this cannot end well. Oh, he's trying to target down Zerglings before the mutas actually connect with those Stalkers. There are too many.
It's over now.
And Genius, he made a few too many mistakes here, Tasteless. And DRG takes it. Wow. DRGG.
Well said, Artosis.
Takes that game.
Uh-oh. He's going to the booth.
He's going over to taunt him some more.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Some serious tauntage right there.
Yeah. Genius. Cannot be happy
serious
with this play
nerd bash in there. You know, Genius did not handle the base trade scenario well. When I saw him get halfway across the map and then turn around.
Yes, you cannot do that. You have to be completely decisive as Protoss in base trades. The mutas and lings are too quick and too mobile. If they don't want to engage you, they will not engage you. Right. Turning around does nothing. If he sees you turning around, he runs out, waits for you to leave again, goes back, you lose the game. As soon as... Basically, if he's going Muta and you're going Colossus, there will end up to be a base trade unless you have a lot of Phoenixes out or somehow you got into a high Templar tech, which, like, that's a 4-base thing. So is that a base trade? Not really. So basically, what you're going to need to do is when you move out with a Colossus-based army against someone who's going Mutalisks, you must bring probes with you, and you must keep your army together at all costs.
Evacuate the probes.
You have to have your army together. That is the strength of this Protoss Death Ball against the much more mobile, the much faster Zerg army of Mutalisk Zergling.
He just needs to spread out pylons. The Zerg cannot go to that many locations. Zerg cannot build as many places as Protoss can. That's just true. You can make pylons anywhere. After he kills the hatcheries, I mean, what else can he do? Especially considering another hatchery for Zerg costs so much money to hide. He will probably have to make extractors, which is very easy to get to.
To be perfectly honest, you should be, if you're going to go Colossus, Blink Stalker, and attack, and you literally have no mobile, no super efficient anti-air against a Mutalisk user, you should actually bank a little bit so that you can build pylons and walk across the map to kill the rest of his buildings.
Well, we saw
you have to plan ahead.
He was warping in Zealots and Sentries.
Yeah. It's
why?
I mean, with the Colossus, you're going to kill the Lings anyways.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a 5-minute break, and when we get back, we'll be closer to seeing who's going to win this GSL Code S Finals. Stay tuned.